Hey ho und herzlich willkommen hier in Joreikos Staubstube. Das ist die Staubstube. Slay the Princess. Beim letzten Mal sind wir dem personifizierten Verrat über den Weg gelaufen und ertrunken. The Cray. Die werden wir gleich nochmal angehen. Wir haben die Stanley Parable Route freigeschaltet, direkt am Anfang. Und was wir jetzt tun, möchte ich euch gern verraten. Es gibt noch einen zweiten Weg, The Cray One, die den personifizierten Verrat an Sabrina darstellt, freizuschalten. Und wenn wir diesen Weg nehmen, können wir sie vielleicht sogar slayen. Ah, es gibt gar keinen Jumpscare. Okay. So. Jetzt kommt er. Seid ihr bereit? Ja, ich schwimme hier noch ein bisschen. Gleich werden wir nicht schwimmen, gleich werden wir Cray erwischen. So, genau. Wir machen, ich habe gestern den letzten Part gespielt und wir machen jetzt erstmal mit Start the Game weiter, denn ich zeige euch diesen Weg. Es geht einfach quasi darum, Sabrina in jedem Kontext zu verraten, ihr erst Hoffnung zu machen und sie dann zu verraten. Das haben wir beim ersten Mal dadurch getan, dass wir ihr das Messer gegeben haben, damit sie sich den Kopf absägen kann, und dann haben wir sie einfach im Stich gelassen, haben den Kopf liegen lassen. Und jetzt werden wir das anders machen. Ich denke, ihr könnt euch schon denken, wie. Relativ simpel.
Good.
Okay, no going.
Ah, das hat, glaube ich, noch nicht gereicht. Oder? Ja.
Nope.
Das hat.
She must have you.
Ja, das hat nicht gereicht. Das hat natürlich zu Thorn geführt, dass wir dann mit dem Messer umgebracht wurden. Das machen wir nochmal. Das wollte ich jetzt einmal ausprobieren. Ja, so. Also wir müssen sie wirklich erst befreien und dann am spätestmöglichen Zeitpunkt verraten.
You're only make.
Thank you.
You try the door. The blade.
Aber jetzt hat's ja wieder nicht geklappt. Ist das jetzt Kettengirl? Oh.
Rescue her.
Genau, und jetzt slayen wir sie. Das ist die Route, die wir suchen.
That sounds perfect.
So, slay her now.
You take the blade from the table, turning its tip towards the unsuspecting princess. Thank you.
Das können wir nämlich auch nicht skippen, denn wir haben es ja noch nicht gesehen. Ich würde so etwas natürlich nicht tun, aber jetzt muss ich es machen.
No, you barbarian, what are you doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and strike. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as the blade falls, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
Das tut nicht nur dir weh, Sabrina. Das schmerzt auch mir, dieser Anblick.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
Nein.
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry, not you.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
Der Anime-Stereotype.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult.
Oh, I feel sick.
Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. inconsolable.
Da draußen gibt's noch mehr Sabrinas. Mach dir mal nichts draus.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Get over it. You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that.
Und ob ich das
Let's
tue.
not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and...
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
Exactly, you're not doing this.
All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all?
Speaking of the ocean.
Don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry.
Schon okay.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Grey.
You're on a path in the wood. She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
You killed her. And so I killed you.
Das ist jetzt natürlich ein ganz anderer Verlauf und erklärt dementsprechend auch dann den wahrscheinlich geänderten Ablauf des Verhaltens von Grey.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
In der Tat.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
It's our third. What gave it away?
Your open discussions. I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again?
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
Don't provoke him. I prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying. Why not? You've already done it twice.
200 times more like.
It was unpleasant. It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
Ah, da rollst du den Teppich aber vom falschen Ende auf.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens.
Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try.
Yeah, guys, can we just...
Can I?
Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I am too.
Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
Woods, das sieht eher aus wie die deutsche Definition eines Parks. So sehen die Parks in unseren Großstädten aus.
I'll believe that when I see her living body.
Did I hear that right? He says she's alive. Our beloved lives again.
Yes, she's alive. But you're going to have to make her not alive. You'll have to slay her. It's your job.
We absolutely will not. This is a tale of love and redemption, and this time it will not end in bloodshed. Except ours, if any of you try anything.
Let's do our best to keep him away from anything sharp. If we're lucky, there won't even be a blade when we get to the cabin.
Oh, it's clear, you murderer. Though I should remind you that you're not as in charge as you seem to think you are.
Dieses Spiel in einer Nussschale.
I'm sure his outburst last time was just a fluke. I wouldn't worry about him. Besides, if he kills us again, he kills us again. It doesn't matter. He'll tire out eventually. The flame of passion always burns out in the end.
Spoken like a true cynic.
Enough bickering. Just stay focused and get to the cabin.
Verzeihung. Ich würde ja auch in diesem Pfad gerne einfach mal gehen und gucken, was dann passiert.
You can't run from your consequences forever. One way or another, you'll have to face what you've done.
Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up at the cabin, but everything is getting fuzzy.
Oh no.
What's going on? I don't know.
Of course.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
You can't run from your
Diese schöne Musik dazu.
you're on a path
Okay.
in the woods.
Verzeihung für die kurze Unterbrechung. Wir machen weiter mit Gui-chan.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed... whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so... unstable. It's stressful.
Ich gehe hier höchst analytisch und pragmatisch vor.
Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control? You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens.
Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion?
I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me.
Beneidenswert.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your the interior. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure. Is that our
Kennen wir?
beloved? So she does live.
Aber sie ist tatsächlich heller. Es ist eine leicht andere Version von The Grey. Denn sie basiert hier auch auf einer anderen Prinzessin. Das ergibt also schon Sinn.
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the door at the end of the room, but the mirror. Maybe it's perhaps. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone. As if you're. You make your way to the door at the end of the room.
It's time for all of you.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. No way left to go. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival.
Statt verbittert und hasserfüllt sieht sie jetzt nur traurig und enttäuscht aus.
Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again.
My love!
She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner. You receive. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like. You aren't. Help. Are you scared of a little? As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. Whatever we saw was a ghost. I thought we were all on the same page. Do try to keep up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch.
Dann nutzen wir mal, was auch immer.
So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
Darf ich? Danke. Dann nutzen wir mal, was auch immer von ihrer Menschlichkeit übrig ist, um sie endgültig in ätherischen Staub zu verwandeln.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not wait? Yeah, dead or not, what...
We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved.
Sie strahlt also die Enttäuschung und die Trauer aus, verraten worden zu sein, aber nicht den Hass und das Misstrauen, das damit kommt. Sie hofft noch immer, dass wir sie retten. Ist das nicht tragisch?
You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
Yes. Seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
Naja, ich weiß nicht, wie das mit dem Kinderkriegen funktionieren soll. Ihr könnt ja adoptieren, kein Problem. Ihr adoptiert eine andere Sabrina.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
Abgesehen von ihrer Stimme hat man noch eine zweite Flüsterstimme, die hinterherhängt. Interessantes Detail.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
She's trying to kill us. A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
Ja, brenn du mal alleine.
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs, and manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade.
Seht sie euch an. Es könnte falscher nicht sein, was wir hier tun. Sie will doch einfach nur umarmt werden.
The metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact. You can't so much as pull away, your nerves seizing up as they're fried, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon. The princess, smiling warmly as her skin bubbles away, places her hand on yours and clutches it to her chest.
Ja.
The pain is unbearable at first, Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins.
Also, die Scary Cuteness hat das Spiel perfekt raus. Disturbing Cuteness. Disturbness? Disturbingness? Nee. Disturbingness. Disturbing. Das ist Disturbing. Disturbing. Das muss ich mir sichern.
But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves. And with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
Jetzt ist es nur noch verstörend. Ganz und gar verstörend.
See? That wasn't so bad.
It was so bad. But somehow, nothing is so much worse.
You'll get used to it.
There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me.
Danke, liebe ASMR-Stimme.
The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away.
Es wird
and
immer
then
noch
her
konstant
muscle,
schlimmer.
until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all. We can die happy.
Wir haben super duper verschiedene Definitionen von einem Happy Ending. Aber wir haben sie erledigt.
And there's something. He is.
A villain. I can't believe she was taken away from us. The nerve.
I'm begging you, don't. It's different now.
Something finds me in the...
Hübsch. Corpse Pride.
Yes. Nerves and fibers. This one is passion betrayed. But even in the end, her love never faded. She will make for a bright heart.
Ja. Ergebenheit und absolute Loyalität bis zum Schluss.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Durchaus Charaktereigenschaften, die ich schätze. Nicht die Ergebenheit, aber Loyalität. Hingabe, bedingungslose.
I'm sorry. I am...
Gut, wir kennen das alles.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to...
Ja.
Nothing. There is no... Bring me...
Ja.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
You won't.
You won't.
Das ist immer noch so diese kleine
You're on a
Niedertracht
path. You're
von
here.
Omnisabrina. Dieses kleine, fiese You won't.
You make your
So,
way
jetzt
up
bekommen wir
the
wahrscheinlich
short
einfach
path to the
nur
warning.
Stundy. Ja,
This
das kennen
You
wir
are?
ja, ne?
She's.
Genau.
I am begging
Okay.
you to stay.
Wir haben uns um Quay gekümmert. Vorerst reicht uns das. Und wir kümmern uns jetzt, das hat auch wieder eine halbe Stunde gedauert, und gucken jetzt mal, ob wir nicht The Tower klein kriegen. The Tower kriege ich wahrscheinlich nicht klein, ne? Vorerst zumindest nicht. Schauen wir mal, was da noch so geht. Oh Gott, wenn ich das hier wieder sehe, krieg ich direkt wieder Mitleid und Depression und... Okay. Was können wir denn da noch so machen? Gehen wir doch mal wieder in den Magen rein. Exhausten da noch ein paar Optionen.
Bad. This is a bad thing to do. Your will dissolves along with your flesh. You let go and pathetically await your death, every burning second dragging on until you're reduced to a wet pile of bone and gristle.
We'll do better next time.
Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Wild. Hatte ich, glaube ich, auch schon.
We are a path in the... I can hear everything, little one. But you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't.
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able...
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her.
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all...
Ihr versucht mich doch alle zu benutzen. Das, was man sich innerhalb dieser Weltebene, also was man sich jetzt als Held fragen sollte, jetzt wenn man mal vom ganzen Kontext weggeht, den man ja auch beachtet als Spieler, ist doch, mit wem möchte ich am Ende zusammen sein und mit wem werde ich glücklicher? Der Narrator hat mir in der Hinsicht nichts angeboten, also wirklich gar nichts. Selbst wenn ich sie schlachte, bin ich für ewig in einer Zelle gefangen. Er hat mir nichts angeboten, in keiner Hinsicht. Mit Sabrina hingegen kann ich glücklich werden, und das in mehr als nur einer Hinsicht.
You fall inward into a network of connection you'd do best to... You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing. You won't.
Das kennen wir.
He thought he could keep...
This doesn't feel right.
Ah,
I am a
und da ist Facey.
I will be...
Jetzt haben wir wieder Standi.
You make your way. The interior
Genau.
blade. You take the... Her voice.
Don't...
You walk down the stairs. Like the cornered animal you are, you tear against the thick membranes of her stomach with every part of you that can be made sharp. Nails, claws, teeth, hands, feet.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled. Again you tear, heart pumping with adrenaline, your ulcerating hands a blur of feverish motion fueled by the desperation to fight against being reduced to lifeless molecules and meat.
Es bringt wahrscheinlich nichts, aber ich hab's euch dann einmal gezeigt.
The pulling has turned to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
Fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Es steht ja auch Explore davor, darum ist das wahrscheinlich nur eine Atmo-Option.
Your energy is fading, but you can hear her heart thumping somewhere close.
Wir schaffen es nicht mehr.
There's so little of you left. Your fingers reduced to bone, your nerves bare and screaming, the acid pooling around you now a soup of your skin and meat. You are a spark of will driving a melted corpse. But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes...
The Wild? Wir kennen's? Ah ja. Gut, jetzt sind wir wieder... Genau, dann werden wir zurückgesetzt. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Wir forschen weiter.
Oh.
The click of what you presume...
Oh. You threaten me, but you don't act. I understand it. So you do want freedom.
The click of what you presume to be a door ripples through. But we didn't apparently...
That wasn't so hard.
You feel her take another massive step. And then it's gone quiet, hasn't it?
Okay. Gut, ich denke, wir sind fertig mit ihr. Wir können in ihrem Magen nichts weiter auslösen. Wir können den Safe ja nicht mehr löschen. Das ist schon... Ja, das Safe-State-Management. Ich würde die Saves auch gern benennen können. Wir können es nicht löschen, wir können sie nicht extra benennen. Nicht gerade das Luxusprogramm. Okay, das sagt mir alles nichts. Das... Ah, hier haben wir Thorn. Aber das ist, glaube ich, auch die uns auf jeden Fall abstechen möchte. Ich glaube nicht, dass wir da was machen können. Das hatten wir, wenn ich mich recht entsinne, auch alles schon probiert.
Turn my back on you.
Just go first.
Ja, da können wir nichts machen.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially.
Immerhin kriegen wir nochmal eine Nahaufnahme von Thorn.
What is she doing?
I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying. So it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Oder ist das wieder The Witch? Ich bin mir nicht sicher. The Thorn und Witch sehen sich so ähnlich.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Das funktioniert? Also ich weiß, dass man auch Thorn bzw. The Witch natürlich befreien und bezirzen kann, aber es ist wohl sehr schwer. Das müsste The Thorn sein, hier mit dem Schwanz und allem. Ja, wer weiß.
Eyes on the back of her head. Does she really?
Es ist so süß, wenn sie mich so skeptisch anguckt. Thorn ist ja so ein richtiger Fan-Favorit und ich verstehe das schon.
No, we're fine. The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs.
Ich glaube, sie ist auch bei mir sehr, sehr weit oben.
You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never. Just keep your eyes peeled when you get out of the basement, if you catch my drift. I don't follow. Oh, you'll know it when you see it. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you.
Komm, lass uns zusammen rausgehen.
But something catches her eye.
Oh
no. Oh no? It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs.
Warum ist das schon wieder so leise?
Your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back, and we would have been winners.
Schöne Animation.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little scheme that would be. Too bad I got here first, and I don't even need it.
Sabrina, bleib doch mal ganz pragmatisch. Lass das Messer doch, schmeiß es doch aus dem Fenster.
Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place. Locked in the basement, I thought for sure she was just going to stab us. The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful?
You're awful, Murray. Very funny. Genau. Guy, read the room. It's not a joke.
As if I could ever trust you after everything you've done to me. And after what I've done to you, you can't trust me either. Neither of us is ever getting out of here. It's in our nature to be trapped. No, you're going to sit down there forever, languishing. I do, but I just couldn't help myself. And we both know that you're already scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door.
Thorn bzw. The Witch ist wirklich rettungslos und verzweifelt skeptisch und spiteful.
So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now, for as long as either of us lives.
Ja, das sind Explore-Optionen.
You throw yourself against the...
Ja. Nix.
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's got...
Oh.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure. Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
Naja, jetzt haben wir sie immerhin ausgeliefert.
She's gone. And is that a mirror?
Jetzt haben wir natürlich gar nicht die Endreflexion mit White Grey. Das müssen wir mal gucken. Das ist natürlich auch immer eine Menge Zeit, die dann reingehen würde, da hinzuskippen.
Flickering light whenever you are ready. This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Ach, Thorn. Ich wollte dir doch einfach nur ein Küsschen aufs Wänkchen geben.
I await. We will meet again.
You're on a path. Why never am called it and don't look does like I You may
Don't.
she focus on the.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then
Don't you? It's fine. You ignore the trembling in your. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops.
Oh,
Oh, you.
well,
You try the door, but it's locked. You may easy.
I heard the door. The knife.
You. Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike, and your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that razor sharpness in her gaze? I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
Oh, wir haben einen Bug.
It's an act. She's unarmed. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out.
Das
The
kennen
two
wir.
of you struggle on. Forget. You roll out though every. We can still.
Jetzt können wir vielleicht den Tower wieder hervorbringen. Den Safe müssen wir auf jeden Fall safen. Save the date. Give up, finish the job, one for the stairs und okay, das funktioniert ja ohnehin alles nicht. Wir versuchen es mal mit Give up. Ich würde gerne den Tower
As the force of her
aufbeschwören.
blows the princess. She places a confident
Ja.
her knee. This is the end. Everything goes.
The Tower. Sehr gut.
You're here. Oh, if that's the interior of the
Genau,
cabin is
sehr
larger and
gut.
more grandiose. The blade.
Können wir das nämlich auch einmal mitnehmen, während wir hier für die Endsequenz fischen.
We don't.
Gut, wir nehmen das Messer mit. Erstmalig.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Wir versuchen, die göttlichste der Göttlichen ins Grab zu befördern. Oder besser gesagt, in die liebenden Hände von Sabrina.
You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking about? You reach forward and we should count ourselves lucky. The door. It's still a stone basement. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming. The princess towers over you. The chain is nothing to.
The little bird has returned to me. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Der Tower klein zu bekommen, und das ist wahrscheinlich recht schwer, bringt eine ganz neue Prinzessin hervor, und die möchte ich haben.
Drop it.
Nope.
As if on command, the blade slips from your
Oh,
grasp.
come
It
on!
clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel. Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time nobody should have met her before this.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been. That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
Bringt sie uns zum Suizid?
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Ah,
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
Aber das eine wirft das andere. Insofern sind wir ja doch irgendwie ein und dasselbe.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess. Jawohl!
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't! As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
Ist es der Spielverlauf?
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next. Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours. Whoosh!
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
No.
Yes.
Let's
Though your
go!
body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind
Alles
of
klar.
your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Ganz
She
genau.
falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
The tower has fallen.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
Disney Pixar Szene.
We can do this, can't we?
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
I do. New princess unlocked.
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed.
Oh
as she
Mann, das
pulverizes
ist doch
you
jetzt
into the floor, the ground itself breaking from
nicht
the
euer
impact.
Ernst.
You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel...
Aside from the pain, I feel...
She collapses to the floor.
Princess has been nothing, but I don't feel liberated. I feel empty. Voices of the hero. Aside from the pain, I feel fine. Collapses to the floor, her classy eyes watch, unblinking yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Wer weiß. Aber es fällt mir auch schwer. Wobei, ich habe sie ja schon befreit und dann wurde sie gefangen. Das hatten wir ja schon, das Ende.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Und wir bekommen... The Fury? Hatte ich noch nicht, ne? Genau, ja.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that? I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god!
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. I can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed.
Kommt jetzt der Hip-Hop-Track?
You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... Well, this is just great.
Da gab's einen Bug. If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you have already been here.
Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here.
Soundtrack ist sehr interessant.
This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this?
I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
That's not really an answer.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things.
You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
Dann haben wir jetzt nur neue Prinzessinnen in dieser Route freigeschaltet und haben eine sehr interessante Omni-Reflexion am Ende vor uns.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Bestimmt. Ja, müssen mal gucken, wie lange das jetzt noch dauert. Wir sind schon wieder bei einer Stunde. Mal gucken, wie lange der Furry uns beschäftigen wird.
Oh, cut it out.
Ich komme ja hier nicht mal übers Intro
We need to be
hinaus.
tough right now. And you're making it so much harder than it has to be. So stop whining.
Gut, noch ganz viele Optionen, ja. Okay, wir speichern hier schon mal.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that. I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her.
Really? That's it? That's all we're getting out of you?
He just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something better than this. She can build something better than us. We just have to let her do it.
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing, which is that even now you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always have been.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died! If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it. Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens.
Yeah, but is there something after the end?
How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there, if there even is a there.
Death. Being like. Ja, das ist die Sache mit Enden. Meistens beenden sie etwas.
It doesn't matter because we're going to win. Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Don't flirt with oblivion.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know.
Spielt offensichtlich in Berlin.
End her.
That's it? No final words of advice?
I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Wisst ihr, wo wir uns gerade befinden? Auf einem Silent Hill.
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So, wir gehen wieder ganz methodisch vor, gucken, was ist interessant, und dann nehmen wir das Messer und zeigen es der Furry. Bild, ja.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to... Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel. You step... It really is just like last...
Smash it.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there?
Nah, I'm with him.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter. You reach, as if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient... Why am I not surprised? You step forward, into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
The Furry ist eine Alien, Dunkelelfen, Titanenprinzessin. Interessantes Design.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
You know what I'm going to do to you.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
The Furry entsteht, wenn wir sie mit aller Stärke und aller Überlegenheit entgegen aller Wahrscheinlichkeit doch noch besiegen. Das macht sie furious.
And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground.
Natürlich.
She pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Given up on destroying the world, have we? We don't have to do this. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for what I did to you. Please just listen to me. Nichts davon ist Explore, das ist alles entscheidend. Ich schätze, der Part geht noch ein paar Minuten.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Das war antiklimatisch.
She's gone. And there's that... This...
Screw that, I don't want...
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. All of me is
Das fühlt sich nicht wirklich verdient an.
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Warum sollte ich sie trauern? Gut, wir speichern das und versuchen es dann natürlich nochmal. Jetzt gehen die Save States aus.
The blade tumbles from your nervous fingers as you stand, arms outstretched, facing the bleeding princess as she barrels towards you, with a horrifying squelch.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Your heart free of fear.
Words are not repentance. Apologies are paid for only in flesh and deed. And flesh works for me.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction, with a horrifying...
No, I don't care about your words. I care about getting my pound of flesh.
She bounds across the room.
You're right. We don't. But I want to. So badly.
She bounds across...
The world hasn't wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
She bounds across...
Das ist sehr enttäuschend. Da ist nicht viel.
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
She bound.
Ja. Okay, da ist kein anderer Ausgang möglich.
You have already committed.
Good. We're all on the same. The interior of the
Wir nehmen die Klinge jetzt nicht mit.
You step.
Wird aber wohl nichts ändern.
As if on command, it slowly. Why am I not so? You make your way to the bottom of the stair. The chamber's walls are painted in blood.
It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
Still unarmed, you charge
It's now or never.
with a horrifying.
Okay. Furry können wir wohl auf dieser Route zumindest nichts tun. Schade, aber vielleicht finden wir über sie noch mehr heraus. Jetzt aber gehen wir erstmal aufs Ende zu.
I will be here when it is time for us to
So,
meet
einmal
again.
noch. Wen kriegen wir jetzt? Stand. So. Welchen Ausgang hatten wir denn beim letzten Mal? Wir haben Nightmare Sabrina befreit. Diesmal wollen wir sie slayen, denn das birgt meines Erachtens nach auch wieder eine neue Prinzessin.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the. Good.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Und bei Nightmare haben wir links und rechts auch wieder die Prinzessinnen, die Albtraumprinzessinnen.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Beim letzten Mal haben wir nämlich verzweifelt versucht, mit Nightmare befreundet zu sein und haben es auch geschafft.
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated... More eyes, too. You never... The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh... Her cruel and...
I didn't think you'd come back.
Come back? She must have... You really don't remember. You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose ropes. She could be... Are you... No, I'm... We're going to... Please...
I wouldn't give it too much thought.
You turn to the left. There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, 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 heart, lungs. Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike out against the princess, ignoring the constant reminders of your breaking body. She doesn't even move as the blade sinks into her heart. We did it. We actually did it.
You actually went for it! Oh, you're going to regret this! I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now!
Can she? We've already seen how she can change... Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
She falls to the ground, unmoving. Nerves. Oh,
Das war einfach.
I can stop now, can't I?
Denn wie Albträume sind sie nicht wirklich bedrohlich. Sie ist nicht wirklich bedrohlich. Sie kann einfach nur bellen, aber nicht zubeißen.
I can. Finally. And now that she's gone, you can let us out of here. Right? But she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. I don't like to think what that means for us. It means that you're stuck here. Forever. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, I hate this.
Aber immerhin sind wir nicht allein. Wir haben uns. Das ist jetzt nicht so schlecht.
Time passes. Forever's gonna end. Eventually, right? No, it won't. That's the whole point of forever. It doesn't end. I feel sick. It doesn't have to be forever, though. Does it? What do you mean? We still have a way out, clutched in our hands. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead? I guess that hasn't stopped us before. That's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin. Why would you want to die? Because right now, you don't want us to do that. You're right. I don't. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die? Why do you care? I just do. I value life. Every life. Even yours. Especially yours. Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value life. Exactly. I don't have to answer that.
Wir wissen ja schon warum. Wenn wir sterben, lebt sie. Ich wasch jetzt hier mal ein bisschen durch, weil ich ehrlich gesagt gerade auch nicht mehr so viel Energie habe. Und die Saves sind auch voll. Mist, Mist, Mist. Was machen wir denn da? Okay. Wir hören jetzt hier einmal spontan auf. Ja, wir hören jetzt hier einfach einmal spontan auf und machen das dann. Wir haben ja jetzt einen echt guten Run gehabt und machen dann beim nächsten Mal regulär weiter. Ciao.